Oh, and we're live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We're back. I'm back with the fun Q&A. Live from the live from the way we get you back out. Live minute training. So we're going to talk Q&A. It's about mindset.
See, I like to be taken for dinner and drinks first before you slip your hands in Swanika. Call me old-fashioned. I'm kind of a big deal. Sake.
Boom. All right. Who have we got? Who's coming on? If you're coming on live and you've got a question, drop it in the chat. Let me know your question. Let me know where you're coming in from. If you're in the States, if you're anywhere in Europe, if you're in the UK, let me know where you're from. And any questions, there's no holds barred. The great thing with these lives is you can ask anything. It doesn't even have to be about fitness, fat loss, nutrition, mindset, the Johnny Depp, Amber Heard case, the Will Smith slap. I'm happy to go there. I'm happy to go wherever you guys want. I've got a couple of questions and answers prepared that people have asked me over the time. A common denominator got down to 2 or 3 questions that I get asked all the time. But I want you guys to lead this. So as soon as someone comes on, we're going to get the questions started. All right, who have we got coming on? Slowly coming on. It's been so long, actually. It's been, I think the last time I was live might have been August or September last year. I think I just changed my approach in terms of marketing on LinkedIn, Facebook. And this is going out to LinkedIn, my main platform, if I'm completely honest. It's going to YouTube, it's going to my Facebook page, and it's going to my own personal Facebook page. So is anyone coming on? Oh, here we go. It says LinkedIn user. LinkedIn user, what's your name? It says, hello, Gab, greetings from Puerto Rico. Hablas español? Of course you do. Estoy aprendiendo. That's as far as we're going to go with the Spanish. But LinkedIn user, let me know who you are. Let me know who you are, what your name is. And if you've got a question, great. But yeah, welcome. All right. Well, look, I'll start off with my own question and answer. This is a question that I hear all the time. Every week, someone's asking me, do sit-ups and crunches help with burning body fat off our stomach? Hi, Erin. Welcome. And the answer is no. The answer, you can do sit-ups and crunches all day long. They will not help you burn body fat off your stomach. Let me tell you how this works. I'll tell you what they will do. They will strengthen the muscle underneath the body fat. Okay, all you're doing is exercising the muscle. The only way you're going to lose body fat from your waist, your bum, your stomach, your arms, your back, your legs, anywhere on your body, is a calorie deficit. And that's where you're simply burning more than you're taking in. Okay, how we get fat is you take in more than you're burning. So the only way to create that calorie deficit is by burning more than you're taking in. And it's usually done through exercise and nutrition. So doing crunches and sit-ups will strengthen that area, but it won't do anything to... I see so many people in the gym doing crunches and sit-ups and all this ab work and anything on the internet that says that they can help you burn body fat from one particular area is basically talking out their ass. It's bullshit. And I saw it on the internet today. I can't remember who it was by, and someone said that doing crunches and sit-ups for your stomach, for body fat, is like spitting on a house fire. So think about how fucking pointless that would be. Absolutely futile. Do not do it. Don't waste your time. Focus on your diet and forget about working your abs. Start working the big muscle groups, compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, bench press, bent over rows, chin-ups, dips. They're going to use 1, 2, 3, and 4 muscle groups at a time, build muscle, burn more calories, control your calories, control your intake. That's how you're going to burn fat off your stomach, not by sit-ups and crunches. All right, I think Erin has a question. Do you have a question, Erin? No, she just said, hey. All right. Awesome. Hi. Anyone else for anyone else? Any more questions? Anything? If you're just joining, fitness, fat loss, mindset, training, nutrition, Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, all that good stuff. Will Smith, Ukraine. Let's not go there. It's too political for my liking. But I'm happy to. Thanks, Sean. Thanks, Sean. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Happy to help on that. What I want to try and do with these lives, my whole philosophy is cutting through the bullshit. If you followed me for any length of time, or if you're new to me on LinkedIn, Facebook, YouTube, my whole philosophy is cutting the bullshit. There's a lot of people out there. I like to call them the gurus and the influencers that say you need a special diet and a special training program and do this one thing and it's going to help you burn body fat. What that is designed to do is to help you guys, the unsuspecting public. It keeps you confused, keeps you buying products, and it keeps you from not getting results. There's only one way of burning body fat: getting a calorie deficit through exercise and nutrition. That's it. All right, Aaron wants to go back to Johnny Depp. Yes, back to Johnny Depp. Team JD all the way. Amber Heard is a lying narcissist. You heard it here first. You didn't hear it first. You've seen it all over the internet. That's the truth. Go Johnny. But it seems that he was the abused rather than the abuser. Which, if that's the truth, it is it's a real shame because he's lost his contract with Disney, Pirates of the Caribbean, and basically for the last 4 or 5 years of his life have been wrecked by that. So I'm hoping that's the way it goes. Don't get this confused, ladies. I'm all for men being prosecuted to the full extent of the law if they have been the perpetrators of domestic violence. But when someone lies, it's got to go the other way as well. So hopefully she gets the full strength of the law, whichever way it goes. Whoever's guilty, I hope they find the guilty party guilty and dealt with accordingly. So, but it's fascinating. And I like to look at stuff like that. Sometimes takes me away from the really important stuff in the world that I'm trying not to focus too much on. So, Sean is in Virginia Beach. Virginia Beach. Welcome to live. Any more questions from anyone? Any more questions? This is the first one. I don't expect that many people to tune in because it takes a few. I remember when I was doing this weekly for about a period of 6 months, from about April up until August, September last year. April, May, June, July, August, September. Yeah, about 5-6 months. And it gradually built speed. But the great thing from these, when I ask the questions, I can get little videos I can cut from these and do them into 60 seconds, 90-second videos. So hopefully we'll get some decent footage. That was the first question. Do sit-ups and crunches help with a flat stomach or abs? And the truth is, they do not. Okay. Here's another one I get all the time. Someone said to me, it was a couple of weeks ago, it was a client of mine, actually. I won't name him. He said to me, Gav, how do you ignore the people that want to pull you down and get you to eat and drink food, the bad influences in life? Okay, this chap has a lot of weight to lose. He won't mind me saying that. Got a lot of weight to lose, but he's in a circle of people that are overweight as well. Okay, so this can be very, very difficult. I always talk about the fact that we are the sum of the 5 people we spend the most time with. So if you're very overweight and you don't go to the gym and your diet is poor, your nutrition is poor, and you hang around with people the same as that, it can be very hard to break away from your old habits into the new. And what often happens, especially if someone starts to get results, as he is, he's getting some very quick results. He's lost about 15 pounds in about 5 or 6 weeks, which is good going. He's on target to lose a lot of weight. He's got people in his inner circle saying, come on, let's go for a drink, let's go for dinner, go on, have something for lunch. They're trying to pull him away from the job in hand, the plan that he's got. And the reason people do that, it's about them, not you. First reason that many people do that is they're jealous of what you're doing. Maybe you're changing your habits, changing your lifestyle, going to bed more respectable time, drinking less, eating better food, hanging around with different people, going to the gym, changing your life, changing the books you read, changing the people you hang about with, moving in the right direction to make changes to better your life. Now, when that happens, other people in your circle, and it could be friends, close friends, work colleagues, family, they've got two choices. They'll either move with you and support you in your goal, or they stay where you are. If they stay where you are, stay where they are, and don't make any changes, that gap becomes really big and uncomfortable. So there's you moving forward, you're making all these changes in your life, and this person can either go with you and support you. They don't necessarily have to be following the same goal, but they can support you and be proud of you. I think I lost the stream now. Sometimes that gap becomes very, very uncomfortable. And what they do to make you come back to where they are, they pull you back by saying, don't lose too much weight now, or come out for dinner, or one more, it won't hurt. Go on, have a drink. I can't believe you're not drinking. And they'll gaslight you and make you feel awkward and try and belittle you and maybe take the piss and do everything they can to bring you back to where they are. That's one of the main reasons. So the answer to the question is, how do you ignore the people? Well, when you know that it's about them and not about you, you realize you've got something bigger in your life. Okay, it can be very easy to give into peer pressure, but what you have to try and do is just stick to what you're doing, your plan. Stick to your plan. Ignore the other people. Focus on what you need to do, and sometimes extract yourself from the environment. That's what you have to do. Right, someone's did a question. All right, awesome. Someone is called LinkedIn user. I'm not sure that's not your name. Gav, can a mum skip tummy tuck surgery, relying only on a strict diet and exercise to improve her tummy appearance after C-section from several years ago? Interesting question, because my wife has had 2 C-sections with our kids and she was very fit before. But be honest, that little pouch that women get and the stretch marks and the scar, it's battle wounds. And the most you can do, it depends how much weight you've got to lose or how much is there. What I would do is focus on your nutrition the best you can, focus on your exercise, including resistance training. And you want to try and repair that area as much as you can. But unfortunately, it's almost impossible. I would say it's impossible for it to go completely. Even the fittest of women who've had a couple of surgeries, C-section, they have that little mum pouch. So without real context, I wouldn't know. It depends how much, and without seeing you, seeing what you actually look like, it would be very hard to comment on whether you get a tummy tuck. My first sort of gut reaction would be do everything you can to avoid the surgery. Surgery is the very, very last resort. Okay, don't go there. Try and do it the best you can. If you can say that you've given this 6 months to a year of your best effort in terms of nutrition, sleep, exercise, lifestyle, maybe supplements, the best shot you've given it for 6 to 12 months and things haven't changed, which I know they will, then maybe you would look at that. But I would not go for the tummy tuck before you've exhausted all those options. Hope that makes sense. All right. Erin has said, yep, trying to get rid of my area in my stomach. Good. Absolutely. Yeah. So, the stomach, especially if you've had kids, there's always going to be the stretch marks. There's going to be the scar. There's the stretch marks. The skin is never going to go back to how it was before, even if you're super lean. Even if you look at some of those fitness girls, that do the competitions, the bikini competitions, the fitness, if you're looking very, very closely, if you know what you're looking for, you can even underneath the tan, you can see those stretch marks. And these girls are the ones with the best genetics all the time to prep their food. And that's what they do for a job. And even if you look very closely, you can see that. So for the average woman, 2 or 3 kids, life, husband, family, Don't focus on what you can't get. Focus on what you can do. That makes sense. Focus on what you can do, not what you don't have and can't have. So don't worry about being perfect, but worry about being, I wouldn't say worry, try and be the best you can be, and don't compare yourself to anyone else. That's what I would say on that one. Hope that makes sense, guys. You're welcome for the honest answer. You're welcome for the honest answer. It's just the truth. What I try and do with these lives is always give people the truth. Always give people the truth. There's no point. I don't believe in bullshitting anyone around fitness nutrition, because what's the point? I just don't get it. I want to get great results for my clients. I want to help people as much as I can. Telling you the truth. And sometimes that's just life. And I think if you reframe how you look at it, and look, I'm not sure how many children you've got, 1, 2, 3, maybe. Look, you've grown another human inside you. If there wasn't some sort of residual battle scars, I mean, bloody hell, even if you have a natural birth, there's going to be something there in a different manner. Let's not go down that route. But the cesarean's brutal on the body. It's tough. It's tough. I know what my wife went through. It's hard. She was in pain for about a year afterwards. It's taken a good 2-3 years for her to kind of get some sort of strength back in that area. As you know, the abs separate, and so doing some rehab to try and bring those abs back together, that's needed as well. Not my area expertise, but I definitely can point you in the right direction to someone that specializes in that if that's what you need. So look, any more questions? Hope that helped, ladies. Hope that helped. Any more questions? So I've covered, do sit-ups and crunches help with stomach or abs? The answer is no. How do you ignore people that want to lead you down, want to pull you away from your goal? You basically ignore them and focus on what you need to do and extract yourself from that environment. That's the truth. That's all you can do. And I want to cover, I've got one final question. I actually put a post up today on my LinkedIn, and I often get asked, what's the best diet for fat loss? What is it? Should I be doing keto? Should I be doing low carb, high protein, the Cabbage soup diet, the Cambridge diet, Atkins diet, South Beach? Look, there's hundreds of diets out there. What I would say to any of you is, if a diet has a name and it's being pushed by a celebrity, or it's seen as the new secret or as the new magic bullet, be very, very wary of it. Okay, because what I profess to teach doesn't have a name. It's just food. And this is what your diet should have for you to get the best results and to have long-term adherence. I'll try and remember what I put in the post. You've got to enjoy the foods that you're eating. Have to include all major food sources, food groups, protein, fats, and carbs. No elimination, no restriction. Can you see yourself doing this not just for 12 weeks for the program that you might be on? Can you see yourself doing this for 12 years? Is this something you could see yourself doing for the rest of your life? Is it easy to prepare? You've got to tick all those things, because if it doesn't have that, you're gonna fail. You're gonna quit. I can't keep this up. There's no long-term adherence. And of course, you need one major thing. You have to be in a calorie deficit. Okay. So if you can stay in a calorie deficit for as long as possible, you enjoy your foods, you don't feel hungry all the time, you're looking forward to your food, it's easy to prepare, doesn't cost the earth, you can see yourself, it's manageable around your work, family, life, commitments. That's the best diet to be on. What's the name of that diet? Doesn't have a fucking name. It's just food. It's just food. There's no special name for it. For most people, again, without analyzing their actual diet, we're probably going to have to increase protein levels and probably decrease carbohydrate levels. What we tend to find when people come into my program is that the majority of people tend to vastly overeat carbohydrate because it's easy, it's quick, it tastes good. And probably a bit on fat as well. And they're not eating enough protein. So there's not a special name for this. So if you see anyone that says, I've got the new diet that's the best for fat loss, they're basically talking out their ass. They are talking out their ass. There is no best diet. It's the one that you enjoy the most. Now, if you're a vegan and you enjoy it and you see yourself eating like that for the rest of your life, and it's ethical and it doesn't cost too much and it's easy to prepare and you can stay on a calorie deficit, guess what? Being a vegan is best for you. Absolutely. I take the piss out of vegans, but I actually totally respect them. Totally respect them. Respect anyone that follows a specific diet, but that diet is no better than the next diet. Okay, the cabbage soup diet is probably the most idiotic diet on the face of the planet ever invented. You basically eat cabbage soup. That's it. Now, of course, you're going to lose weight because no one's eating 2,000 calories worth of cabbage soup. You're probably about 500 calories. The weight's going to bloody hemorrhage off you, but you're starving yourself. There's no nutrients. Are you going to eat like that for the rest of your life? Are you enjoying it? Is it easy to prepare? What it is? Is it cheap? What it is? It's going to tick a couple of boxes, but it doesn't tick the important boxes. So it's fucking ludicrous, but you're going to lose a load of weight. Okay, so it doesn't matter what diet you follow. Okay, you're vegan, you're vegetarian, paleo. Paleo is a good one. Paleo is just meat, animal products, nuts, seeds, berries. It's actually very, very healthy. I like personally a balanced diet. Good amount of carbs every day, good amount of protein every day, and some good quality fats. So there's nothing that I teach my clients they can't have. There's nothing off limits. There's no special foods that they have to try. What works best is sticking to a calorie total, a daily calorie total, a target, and a protein target. That's the best way. Hit your protein, hit your calories, your aim. If you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to lose weight. If you eat more than you're burning, you're going to get fat. As simple as that. It's not got a sexy name. It's not purported by any, celebrity. Here we go. All right, we've got a question. Brett, afternoon, sir, or it's probably morning or certainly early afternoon. I think you're in the States. Brett, are you in the States? Let me know. The protein part is what is hard for me to grasp. I've seen that I should be eating many grams of protein pounds. I always struggle to find sources that I'm eating a ton of food all day long. In an ideal world, if you were doing lots of weight training, Brett, and you were trying to put muscle on, I would aim for around about a pound of a gram of protein per pound of body weight. Or in the UK, we say 2 grams of protein per kilo body weight, which is roughly 2.2 pounds is 1 kilo. So it's about the same. So let's say you were 170. Actually, let me rephrase that. It's the targeted weight. For example, let's say you're 200 pounds, you want to hit 180. Okay. We say aim for 180. Now, here's the truth. 180 is the maximum amount. And 180 is a lot of protein. And if I'm completely honest, unless you're a bodybuilder, a powerlifter, heavy weight training 5-6 times a week, American football player, strong man, you don't need 180 grams of protein. You don't need 180 grams of protein. What we could do is, if we go back to the kilos, because it's easy for me to work out, we say maximum 2 grams of protein per kilo of intended body weight. So 180 pounds is about 80 something kilos. Okay, so that would equate to about 160 grams of protein. But what I say is to go 1.5 grams to 2 grams. So we're looking at about 140 grams. So if you give me some context, how much do you weigh? Where are you trying to get to? And we could work out, but 180 is on the top end. Probably most of my clients are hitting anywhere between 100 and 140. So to answer the question, how do you get that? One, I would find a good protein shake. Is this necessary? No. Is it convenient? Yes. It's cheap. You can get very good tasting protein shakes that are very, very good quality now. And it's a great way. Protein shake, 2 scoops is going to give you anywhere between 30 and 40 grams of protein. So that's a great start. As long as you're not vegetarian or vegan, because it's a lot harder. Eggs are a great source. Obviously, you've got chicken, beef, any seafood. Beef and salmon and seafood, some of those oily fish tend to be high in fat, so they're going to bump up your calories. So I aim for the leaner proteins like chicken, turkey, white fish, eggs, going to be quite high with the yolks. There's loads of ways of getting it. So how many grams are you aiming for? Give me some context, Brett. Give me some context, my man. Tell me, how much you weigh and what you're going for, if you're still there. All right, cool. 175, trying to build muscle. Awesome. I would aim, if you hit 140, 150 grams of protein a day, you're going to be well on track. And despite what a lot of people say, you only need to be in a calorie surplus by an extra 200 or 300 calories. So have you ever worked out your calories? What you need to work is track your calories for a couple of weeks, make sure your weight is stable, and add 200 calories to that. Get your protein, hit your protein. Let's say you're going to go for 150, for example. And let's say you're aiming for 2,500 calories. Do that for 2 weeks. Do your training. If your weight's not going up, add an extra 200 calories a day and see where it takes you. That's what I would do. Protein stays the same. Protein, whether you're trying to lose weight or gain weight, stays the same. The only thing that changes is total calories. Now, you could argue that as calories come down, you're trying to get into a deficit, you could increase protein. So there is that argument. But for most people, good amount of protein, increase the calories if you're trying to build muscle, decrease the calories if you're trying to burn body fat. Matt's on. Look at that. Matt Cole, Mr. Cole is in the house. Sir, how you doing? Matt worked with me, God, it must be a year and a half ago now, Matt, isn't it? And he lost 27, 28 pounds in 12 weeks. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you, coach. What's your view on supplements? What's important? What would you class as myths, not relevant? Aha, one of my favorite subjects. So I'm a big fan of supplements. Which supplements are you talking about? Probably the most researched supplement is creatine. Guess what? It works. It's legal. You can take as much of it as you want, and you will definitely see some difference in terms of strength and slight weight gain. One of the best legal supplements you can have, but not just for your muscles. It's actually amazing for your cognition. I take creatine on a daily basis. One, it helps me a little bit strength in the gym, but two, it's one of the best, one of the great nutrients for your brain. So creatine, I'm a big believer in fish oil. So any type of omega-3 supplementation, a great multivitamin, but you have to be very careful of the quality. You can't buy from the supermarket or the chemist, like the junk. It's like people say, well, our supplements or our sorry, my mat has moved. Are vitamins and minerals just expensive urine? Well, it's like comparing 2-star oil to the top super duper unleaded that you put in a Ferrari. Okay, you can't compare the two. They're both sources of fuel. Same with vitamins and minerals. So you want to go for the ones, and it's not always the most expensive, but it tends to be. There's a good company called USANA that I recommend, and there's another great company called Thorne, Thorne, both in the States. They cost quite a bit, but the quality is amazing. So you want to be looking for great quality, but it really depends. So I'm a big believer in creatine, a great multivitamin, vitamin D, and actually with vitamin D, the quality doesn't need to be that great. Any decent vitamin D. What else is great? You could fish oil. They're the main four: creatine, great multivitamin mineral, vitamin D, and omega-3s. They would be my top four. Hope that answers that question. Right, Brett, no problem. Extremely helpful. Thank you. You're welcome. You are most welcome, sir. Anyone else? For anyone else? I've covered 3 of my own questions. If you've got a question, type it in the box. Say hello. Let me know where you're from. Fitness, fat loss, mindset, anything in between. Johnny Depp, Amber Heard, Will Smith slap. I'm here for it. There we are. What's Matt saying? Matt says, still taking regular vitamins, fish oil. Look into those brands there. Daily creatine also. Yeah. What brand are you taking, Matt? What brand? I'm sure I recommended USANA in the program we did. I think I did. But they would be my number one. And I hold my hand up. I used to work with them. I used to be an independent distributor for those products. But people say, well, you only recommend them because you make money. Now, I haven't worked with those guys for nearly 4 years now, and I still recommend them. So you can go and buy those supplements. It's worth nothing to me. They're my number one because there's nearly 2,000 professional athletes actually take USANA, and none of them are paid. So I know USANA very well. Second would be Thorne. So look into those two. Creatine, you can fairly generic. You can just you go on Amazon and choose one of the great brands, go for one of the more expensive ones, and you're not going to go too wrong. There's the quality in creatine is, it's not like you get this super duper amazing one and really shit ones. Don't go for the cheapest, go for the most expensive, but it's still very cheap anyway. So I think you're looking at about 15 or 20 quid for a massive bag that will last you 6 months. I think it's a very, very cheap supplement, but proven to work, totally legal for all athletes around the world, and fantastic. So, but you look at USANA and look at Thorn. Anyone else for anyone else? I'm going to give it 5 minutes more. I'll be completely honest. I'm going out for dinner tonight. Got a friend over from the UK, and he's invited me out for dinner. And I've got to get off this LinkedIn, put the kids in the bath, get them into bed, and then get into the old town for some nice food. And I definitely won't be tracking my macros today. But what the hell, it's a Thursday. Anyone else? If you're in the chat, let me know where you're from. Drop a question in. Anything. Who's online? Someone's still online. Is it Matt? Is it Brett? Is it LinkedIn user? Anyone there? Any more for any more? I'm going to give it 2 minutes. So, same time every week. It's going to be Thursday night, 5 p.m. in Ibiza time, which is 4 p.m. in the UK. And it's a lot earlier if you're in the States, and it's a lot later if you are in the East. You can work out your time zones. Every Thursday, 5 p.m. I will be back. I'm aiming to do this every single week. It's going to take a while to get this out, get this noticed again. So please come with any questions. I'm open to anything. And I'm going to sign off here. Thanks for those that came on. Thanks for the questions. All the best, and I'll speak to you soon.
See, I like to be taken for dinner and drinks first before you slip your hands in my knicker. Call me old-fashioned. I'm kind of a big deal.